the exhibition opening today, I think. Tell us all about it.
Correct. Thank you so much for having me, Francis. The Grave Injustice, the Unfinished Business of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is about unfinished justice. As you've touched on, the TRC promised that those who did not apply for or were denied amnesty would face investigation and prosecution. But after the TRC ended and shared its recommendations, the state failed to act, and political interference and deliberate inaction meant that hundreds of cases were never investigated or prosecuted. And this exhibition highlights how that failure undermined families' constitutional rights, their right to truth, to dignity, and to equal protection under the law. So essentially, it tells the story of how families have had to fight for decades against a government that betrayed the promises of the TRC.
And do you hear the voices of family members? How are they represented?
Yes, so the role of the foundation was to ensure that that element is present at the exhibition. And there's 3 families whose stories are platformed on one of the panels. We also have a digital interactive station which features 25 of the families that the Foundation for Human Rights works with. And so through that, you'll see footage and trace the history from the TRC to today's ongoing struggle for justice from those families' voices and perspectives.
Does this exhibition deal with the question of whether there really can be justice now, because witnesses have died and so much time has lapsed? The question is it even possible?
That's a really good question, and the exhibition does try to translate this. However, there have been recent developments when the exhibition was already developed. For instance, the sentencing of Johan Murray for 15 years for the murder of Caiphus Nyoka. That wasn't able to be reflected in the exhibition because it happened once it was already finalized. But it does show that the cases are still ongoing and that there are some prosecutions that are still viable. But the sad truth is that a lot of families will never be able to have prosecutions because so many persons of interest have passed away.